What's going on YouTube? Ross is ready for y'all a quick update of the Nuvo Fusion 25-gallon Lagoon. So guys, this tank has now been up for about 3.5 weeks. The tank is completely cycled. I brought a sample to my local fish store and they tested the water for me and they said I've got 0, 0, and 0 for ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate. So I am really good in this tank now. I didn't even really have a diatom algae bloom in this tank just because I believe I kept my ammonia, I didn't overfeed the tank in the beginning. I had a very good established bioload, like I've said in the past. I started off with basically live rock, live sand. I dosed Biospira, all of which I think helped this tank cycle beautifully. I do have a tiny bit of algae, as you can see right there, but that is the extent of it. Nothing more than that. A little bit like that, but nowhere near as the level of diatom bloom that I had in my 20-gallon tank, so I'm really happy with that. I guess I'll start off with the livestock, as some of you can see, which I'm sure is what's drawing most of y'all. I did get a little blue hippo tang. I'm probably going to get in trouble for this by some people, but she is a juvenile tang. I've seen multiple people successfully keep tangs in these tanks in particular. At the juvenile stage, I don't plan on keeping her in here forever. Once that I see that she is too big, she will be moved out, and I'm sure some of you are saying she's too big right now. However, she is doing very well in the tank. She is a very hearty eater. She eats her seaweed. She eats food that I put in. She does not seem stressed out at all. So I'm going to keep her in here until I deem that she needs to get out. Moving on, I did get a rose bubble tip anemone. I don't know if I showed y'all that yet or not, but I did get this from my local pet store. The reason I got it right now, this was actually the first thing I got with the exception of the pulsing zinnia, was because I wanted it to get into the tank and find a spot that it liked due to the fact that anemones can move around. I do have that coral show coming up that I plan on going to, where I plan on getting quite a few coral to put in the tank, and I wanted it to find a spot that it would stay at and then I could work around it. And put all of my other coral. It's actually a lot bigger than what I thought it was. You can see this anemone right here. I mean, it is just massive. It was a decent size in the store. However, it's definitely opened up even more in my tank than what it was in store. And it really likes this spot. It gets good flow from the random flow generators. You can see it gets a nice little pulse every now and then. It does get good light from the Hydra 26 that I have above. Both of my clowns are already hosting it, which I'm really excited about. So that's the anemone. Over here, I did pick up a little frag of hammer coral. This is just your regular purple and green, bicolor hammer. It's a two-headed coral that I picked up. Really small little frag, but it'll grow in here, I believe, very well. It's doing really good in this area right here. Not too much flow, it just gets hit every now and then with the random flow generator. I believe it likes the lighting, the spot that it's in right now, because it's actually a little bit bigger than it was in the fish store that I got. So I'm really happy that it's doing good. The only other coral is the pulsing zinnia down here, which some of y'all have seen before. It encrusted on this rock really well. It's doing really well in this low flow area of the tank back here. So I'm going to leave it there, and hopefully one day it covers the whole rock. In terms of the other livestock, I do have my cleaner shrimp in here. Cleanup crew, what I have right now, I have 2 astrea snails, 2 red leg hermit crabs, I believe, and then I did get 2 Nassarius snails in the tank, and so far that's doing good. I will probably slowly add a few more cleanup crews as the tank ages a little bit more, but as of right now, the tank is looking pristine. The water is crystal clear, as you can see. It's doing really, really well. So let me explain what I have running in terms of filtration right now, what I've decided on for the time being. I have in the media reactor back here, I'm running just bulk resupply ROX 0.8 carbon. I was running a carbon GFO mix, however, I was having issues getting the media to basically not tumble, because when you're running a GFO and carbon mix, you don't want it to tumble because the carbon will just turn to dust. And I think I was having an issue with that because for a little while my tank was a little cloudy, and I know it wasn't my levels were off or anything, but I think I was just getting some very fine particulate matter from the carbon or the GFO powder. But now it's just carbon in there. I did get an in-tank media basket right here, which I have filter floss on the top, and I am also running a bag of GFO in there. So that's where the GFO is now. And then the protein skimmer is doing really well, guys. This thing skims really, really great. I like it a lot. The only thing is, I do believe I'm getting some micro bubbles in the tank. Now, I can't say for 100% certainty if that is from the protein skimmer or not. It may very well be the random flow generators that I have on here. I can't say for certain, because if I look back here, there's really not much agitation in the water. You know, I have my back chamber, almost the middle chamber, almost level with the water column from the protein skimmer and everything. So there's not too many bubbles that get into this chamber and then get sucked down. So I don't know. It may be the turbulence coming out of the random flow generators, but it's not too many micro bubbles in here. So hopefully, maybe as the tank ages a little bit more and I get a little slime coat on some stuff, maybe those will go away. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not too worried about it right now. The other good thing, guys, is I have an ample supply of copepods in this tank. I don't really know how I got so many, but I'm guessing they came in on my rock. You know, I did say that this rock was basically seeded at my local fish store for about 6 months. But yeah, guys, they are everywhere on the tank, on the glass. I don't know if you can kind of see, not really on the video. But yeah, guys, I'm really happy that I have a good supply of those. I was going to be buying some copepods to dose, but they're already established in this tank. So really happy about that. Let me tell y'all what I plan to do in the future here, guys. So I have a filter sock running in this chamber right here. This filter sock will be removed. The media basket will go into this chamber. And then in this chamber, I plan on getting a in-tank refugium basket and running Chaeto in the back, powered by an innovative marine Chaeto Max light that sticks onto the back. So basically, I will have the media basket running filter floss with GFO, and then I also plan on putting a block of marine pure to increase surface area for bacteria. It will then be the protein skimmer. It'll then, in this chamber, be the carbon via the media basket, and then I'll be running the GFO for biological filtration right there. So I think I'll have covered pretty much all of my filtration if I do it that way. Really excited about that. One quick thing, I do want to show y'all something that I did make for this tank. You know, I 3D printed this Easy Dose holder that I designed, which is working really well for me. It's holding all my lines in place, and I am manual dosing a few times every now and then, but I'm about to get into automated dosing, so I don't have to do that anymore. But I did come up with these little, basically they are comparable to a surface skimmer. They are 3D printed, and what they are is they have a little clip that I designed to fit onto the overflow intake. That way it would raise the water level for you, and you don't have to have these surface skimmers, which there are two versions basically on the market right now, the JBJ ones, where they're simply held in place via suction, which look like this right here, because this is actually what I was using. They work. They were able to raise my water level. However, once you cut off the return pump, they would fall down because there's nothing holding them in place. The other version was the in-tank media, the in-tank protein skimmer. It also worked. It worked great, and it did stay in place when you turned off the pump. However, they had a little brace that you had to attach onto the back acrylic wall, which thereby inhibited my ability to put this screen on top, which I'm not taking the screen off just because I have experienced fish jumping out and dying for myself, so that is not a risk I'm willing to take. But yeah, guys, these little things I created are working really, really well. I am going to be selling these as well on my website, easydose.com. If you're interested in them, we're selling them in a pack of 2 to cover up both returns. Right now, we only have a desktop version out. We will be coming out with a mid-size version eventually. And we also do have single purchase options for those with only one overflow, like the Innovative Marine 10-gallon or the Peninsula or the Concepts, I believe. But yeah, guys, that has pretty much been the tank. I do want to let y'all hear something real quick, just how quiet everything is running. You know, I've said that this protein skimmer and the return pump is very quiet, but I'm going to let y'all listen real quick so you can hear for yourself. I'm going to step back from the tank a little bit. Sorry. As you can see, there's really not much noise at all. There's a very, very, very low hum, and that is actually coming from the protein skimmer itself. I'll go ahead and turn off the protein skimmer and the media reactor so you can just hear the return pump. Yeah, guys, that is just the return pump going right now. That is the most quiet pump I've ever heard in my life. I'm going to turn the media reactor back on. This does have a little bit of a trickle of water, but I did solve that by placing a little bit of filter floss in the chamber inside right there to kind of catch the water dripping. And then the protein skimmer is probably what makes the most noise, but it is still relatively very quiet. I know that may sound like a lot on the video, but guys, it really is not noticeable. I'm very agitated by noise like that, so, and I don't get bothered by it at all. But all three of those are very good buys if you're interested. This has been Ross's Reef. If you have any questions, comments, or anything, please leave it below. I'm happy to answer them. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I like hearing feedback from you guys. So thanks for watching, and look forward to uploading more videos in the future for y'all.